Hi folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This video is 4 things you should know before learning guitar. So for those of you out there who are about to pick up guitar for the first time, maybe you just got a guitar or you're about to get one, maybe you just found a guitar teacher and are about to start lessons or start teaching yourself. Whatever your case is, I believe the things I'm going to talk about in this video are very helpful to know up front and can help pave a smooth path for your guitar journey. All right, number 1, learn the parts of the guitar. It's useful to know the names of the parts of the guitar, and I'm just talking about the basic things like the head, the neck, the body. You know, it's just like a person when you stand it up like that. It's easy to remember. So these are things that I talk about a lot in lessons, you know, if I'm referring to the neck and the position of your hand, or the body and, you know, where you should put your arm, etc. Also, of course, we have the strings, the things we're playing all the time. These metal lines going across the neck are the frets. Those are very important as well. You don't want to get those two mixed up. You know, if I say move to a different fret or string, you know, you want to know what I'm talking about. Also, things like the tuners, even a pick guard, you know, it's just good information to know. If you have an electric, you know, of course, you're going to want to know what these are. Pickups, the input jack, just take a good look at your guitar and try to learn what it all is. And this is something that any good guitar teacher should explain in the first lesson. But of course, it would help to already know the terms when you walk in. And believe it or not, a lot of guitars come with a manual, just like any product. So take a few minutes and flip through that. If you didn't buy your guitar new, of course you can just do a quick Google search and find some basic info. Number 2, understanding the direction of pitch on the guitar. This is a tricky one for some people. It helps to have a concept of pitch in the first place. I mean, I've known people who claim to be completely tone deaf, and they very well may have been, but chances are if you're an average music listener, you're probably somewhere in the middle and you'll be fine. So when we talk about low notes versus high notes, low pitches versus high pitches on the guitar, these notes right here are actually the low notes, and these notes right here are actually the high notes. So when I move my hand like this, I'm actually moving up in pitch. So these are the high notes, even though, yes, I know they are physically lowest on the guitar, and these are highest. They are highest off the ground. I understand that, but whenever we talk about high, low, or up, down, we're always talking about pitch. Same thing goes with strings. This right here is the lowest string. If you couldn't already tell that from the sound, it is the lowest string. Even though it is highest off the ground, physically higher than the other strings, we still call it the low string because of its pitch. We're always referring to pitch. So if I say move up 1 fret, I'm talking about moving up in pitch, you know, going from here to here. And if I say move your hand up, I'm talking about going this way. If I say move your hand down, I'm talking about going this way. Again, even though I know it's physically going up, we're talking about pitch. I can't tell you how many times I've had to say, go ahead and move your hand up. Oh, nope, wrong direction, other way, etc. So I've actually, you know, had to make adjustments for some people, and I will say move your hand forward or move your hand back. And even though that's not really what I want to say, most people tend to get that. So it may take you a little while to understand this, but at least you can be aware of pitch and how it moves on the guitar. It'll really help you down the road when you're learning actual music. And once again, any good guitar teacher should be explaining this probably a few times in your first couple of lessons, but it's still good to try to understand it in advance. Number 3, learn about your guitar. I already talked about learning the parts of your guitar, learning the actual, hardware and such, and that's great. Now I'm talking about learning the information about your guitar, such as who makes it, what brand is it, where'd you get it, what features does it have, what year is it maybe. The more info, the better, but you don't have to go scour the earth for answers. It's just always good to know what you're talking about in regards to your own instrument, or if you're looking to acquire one, have an idea of what you want. So if somebody says, oh, you play guitar, what kind of guitar do you have? You can be like, yeah, I just got this Epiphone acoustic from Guitar Center last week, or oh yeah, my neighbor was having a yard sale and I got a Squire Strat, or I found a nylon string guitar in a dumpster. I don't know. Just know some basic info about your guitar and you'll be all set. It's just nice to be able to shoot the breeze, so to speak. And if you have or want an electric, there's a couple more things you can check out, like what kind of pickups does it have? Does it have a whammy bar or any type of buttons or extra features? It's like, hey, what kind of pickups are those? Oh, these are Seymour Duncan or Gibson, or I don't know, man, just a stock pickup from the 90s. So, just some things that might be interesting to you. You should also know how your guitar or potential guitar compares to other types of guitars. For example, electric versus acoustic, very basic. Maybe like single coil, such as a Strat, versus a guitar with humbuckers like a Les Paul. Just take a little bit of time to learn these things, and who knows, maybe it'll pique your interest and you'll want to explore the world of guitar a bit more. And I'll just say, parents of younger kids taking guitar lessons, it's really your job to know this information. I know when I was 9 years old and taking guitar lessons, I couldn't tell you what kind of guitar I was playing. It was actually my dad, who was not musical at all. He was the one that went out and learned about brands, electrics, acoustics, all types of guitars. He got interested in it and he encouraged me to get more into it. This last one isn't necessarily something you need to know right off the bat, but it is still helpful. And this is number 4, learn to care for your guitar. Again, I'm talking about basic care, nothing complicated. Like maybe there's a smudge or something you need to clean, what's the best way to do that? Do you know how to change strings? Does your acoustic guitar need to be humidified? Or maybe there's some unwanted noise or rattling and you just want to find out what it is. It's just good to know what all these screws are for, all over the place. And this is a music machine, okay? And just like any other machine, you can take it apart, perform maintenance on it, and then put it back together and it'll be just fine. I'm not saying you need to become some sort of expert tech or something, but it's still good to know how to at least, diagnose problems. And I myself am confident enough to make small adjustments when necessary, but I wouldn't trust myself to set up a guitar from scratch. I would take to the shop. So if you buy your guitar brand new, you're not going to have to worry about this for a little while. But if you get your guitar used, or maybe it was like sitting in an attic for years or something like that, it may need some work. Of course, if it's seriously out of commission, you should take it into an expert, but it's still worth learning how to care for your own instrument. So that's it. Those are the 4 things I recommend knowing before, or at least as you first get your hands on the guitar. Again, you will learn these things along the way, and your teacher should be, bringing them up, but it's still nice to know ahead of time. And I'll just say, if you find it all way too confusing and you're totally lost, it's perfectly okay. I've had plenty of people walk into the first lesson and say, I know nothing, please help. and they do just fine. But thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. If you have any thoughts or questions, go ahead and leave a comment below. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.